Good morning. So I thought we'd do something a little different today, and I'd start you guys off this morning in my reptile slash tarantula room. This is the way every morning starts. Go in and do a checkup on all my critters. So grab yourself a coffee and follow me. Good morning, YouTube. Just poured my coffee, and it's another beautiful Saturday morning. A little chilly, but for the middle of January, we can't complain too much, especially here in Manitoba. Normally by now we've got lots of minus 40 days. We haven't hit minus 40 yet today, or yet this year. So far so good. This is kind of the way I start every morning. Coffee, come into the reptile slash tarantula room. Take a look at everybody, see how everybody's doing. Water, a little bit of food for some people, or I guess some animals. So ever since the last video, I've kind of been wondering how I'm going to go about doing a tarantula tour when most of my tarantulas are nothing but a hole and a pile of dirt. So I figure the best way to do it is we'll gradually introduce you to everybody. And we'll do a couple night runs once in a while, maybe a couple live, but eventually I'll be able to introduce you to everybody. But for now, I figure we'll have our coffee in here this morning, kind of show you everybody that's awake, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to start you guys off with my sling wall here in front of me. Let me just flip this camera around. So here we have, let's see, we've got some little slings. Again, these guys aren't out much, especially during the day. See one of my mantids. This guy is a bordered mantis. We'll get a little better look at him today because we've got to do a rehouse video for this guy. He's getting a little bit big for that tiny enclosure. We got some new webbing going on here today. This is one of the tarantulas we rehoused last week, believe it or not. This is the Kilbrachys huahini, or the Asian fawn tarantula. Again, not visible, but it's got a really neat burrow. We'll get a better look at that guy later on at some point. Here's a baboon tarantula. This guy webs crazy. Again, lots of tunnels, lots of hiding spots. I don't think we're going to get a glimpse of that guy today. Down here, we've got a brack hamori. He's always out. This is in an old prototype enclosure. Let's see if we can catch a glimpse here. There we go. Just a little guy. So cute at that size. Yeah, so this is actually one of the prototypes when I was coming up with a design for enclosures. Eventually I went away from just this top magnetic lid and went to the sliding on all the enclosures. Okay, moving on, we've got a Phonapelma SP Diamondback, and I really don't see a lot of this guy. Oh, you can, I don't know, let's lay it down. Let's see if I can get a clear picture here. It's in its burrow. We're not going to get a good picture. Okay, down here, this will be another curly hair. Again, it's completely buried itself. Here we have another mantis. This, uh-oh. Hey, little guy. yeah, this little guy is one of the guys that'll be getting rehoused today, but let's put him back in here for now. There you go, little man. Put your tail in. So we'll come back and visit this guy in a little bit. He will be getting rehoused today. Let's put him back up there for now and move on. So here we've got, this will be, it's not marked, so that's another curly hair. Again, nowhere visible. This one here, we've got another brack of vegans, which was down, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got some burrows. Oh yeah, it's right in that corner there. Again, that's the beauty of having tarantulas. That's why we have so many. Next here we have our Celedonia, our T. Celedonia enclosure. Let's see if I can get a shot of her trap door. So let's just see if we can get a shot here. There's her little trap door. Isn't that wild? You would never know. Let's see if I can get a little more light. So it looks like she's moved from her trap door over here to this little new hole right here. And I'm thinking she's going to build another trap door over that. Okay, well there's our Brazilian jewel. We'll come back and check on her a little bit later. Moving on, we've got little darts here. Let's see if I can get a shot. There they are. That's Thelma and Louise. Next up, we have Marley. Say hi, Marley. This is my my third bearded dragon, but the second one I have right now. She's a little bit feisty. Let's come out this way. We're still getting used to each other. Okay, we'll leave you alone. That's Marley. Up here, we just have a little terrarium of isopods. And it's actually thriving. I built that thing 2 years ago and it's actually just thriving. Okay, next below Marley, we have all my isopods. We've got fruit flies, bean beetles, flower beetles, and the rest are isopods. Moving on from there, we have Echo with quite a dirty tank. You'll have to excuse it. Today is tank cleaning day. She is probably hiding behind that log back there. But again, we'll visit her during the evening. Next up, we've got my Belfori communal. Again, they hide lots. These guys are gonna get a major rehouse here in the next week or so. There's 7 of them in there. This is one of those 8-inch Exoterras that they've completely webbed over. This will be a fun little rehouse here. I can't wait to do that video. Okay, moving on. Here we've got 2 dart frogs that I am currently trying to breed. I just started them off in a dry out cycle here. They're usually hiding down in this cave. But we can't really see anybody, so we'll come back and check on those guys again. Below there, below those guys, we've got Draco, who is brumating. And she has been for about 3 weeks. And we'll take a little peek. I don't want to disturb her too much. She is sleeping away. So we'll put that back. We don't want to bug her too much. Let's put that plant there and give her some shade. So she'll be down for another few weeks. Below her, we've got Cinnamon, who is usually out and about. Oh, I see her. So she's got 3 caves in here. This one tends to be her favorite. This one she goes to after she eats because that's the main warmth, and when she sheds because that's where the humidity is. She's got a skull she can hide under. She's got this cave here she can hide under. But instead, she's built herself a burrow under this flat rock. And there she is there. Where's my light? There she is there. But we're gonna feed her in a little bit. So we'll let her sit for a bit. This enclosure I made from a tote. Again, her door is really dirty. It needs a cleaning. Today is cleaning day. But that enclosure is made from a Rubbermaid tote. Turned out really well. Okay, next we have the only thing on this is empty. This is my P. Arminia, my Venezuelan sun tiger, which I haven't seen in, oh really, since I got it. It's been ages. So we'll move on. Isopods, which are probably, oh, you can just see one poking out right there. Let's have a quick peek. Oh, you can just see a little isopod right there. It smells like cinnamon in there. Isopods. In here we have, I think that's another curly hair. Isopods in there. You can't see any here. We've got another curly hair. I picked up a bunch of those slings at the end of the expo season last year. So that's what's in these little guys here. Curly hair. This one is an Asian forest scorpion. It lives down in that hole. You just see some claws down there. But yeah, that's where my Asian forest scorpion lives. Again, don't see much of it during the day. Okay, moving on. We've got a red cherry centipede, which is more than likely, oh, you can just see a leg or an antenna. Very interesting containers of dirt. Okay, next up we have Hapa Lopez Formosis, our pumpkin patch, which you can see it's got a burrow right there, which it never leaves. So again, nice box of dirt. Next to her, we've got our pink-foot Goliath, which hangs out in that skull. You can just see a couple of pink feetsies. That's her enclosure. Used to be a pretty sweet graveyard until she rearranged like they do. Next up, we've got that Phonapelma Somani striped knee tarantula that we rehoused a couple of weeks ago. Getting quite content rearranging in there. Next to her, we've got the Pelmi Bohemi. I don't know where she burrows, to be honest, but it's in there because I seen it last night. Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's the nature of tarantulas. That's why we have so many, right? Next up, we got our salmon pink birdeater, which I believe you can see at the top of that little log. There's a plug. She's in there. Next, Phonapelma Somani. Again, sealed up. So we'll hopefully get a look at her next time we're around. Next to her, we've got one of the pokies we rehoused last week. Or no, sorry, it's not a pokey. This is the purple earth tiger, the Pagelpus Haiti. And I'm pretty sure it made home back here. Boy, they sleep in awkward positions, eh? So of course it found a home behind the background. Okay, next to the purple earth tiger, we've got the straight horned baboon that we rehoused. This is a temporary enclosure. I didn't have anything big enough for her, so we've just got her in here now. You can see she's made a nice burrow down there. Up here, we've got our giant Brazilian blonde, which, let's just move her over here for a sec. You can just see a leg. Then we have our ambassador, a Brazilian whitening. She is always out. She's gorgeous. She loves to eat. She's super, super aggressive eater. You guys have seen her eat many times. Next to her, we've got a Mexican rose gray, which used to burrow down in this corner, but now she's just, oh, she just molted. Look at that. So we'll go in there today and we'll pick out that molt. Well, I was wondering if she was gonna molt. She was kind of stuck down in that log. Awesome. Well, we'll have a better look at her later today. Moving on, we've got our Indian Ornamental, which is probably hiding. But we'll get a look at her later because we're gonna rehouse her. Behind her, we've got Groot, our beta. And there's a snail in there somewhere, but it's hiding apparently. But yeah, that's our beta Groot. Next, we have two more Belfori, which have made its home in this little piece of cork bark. Really neat. God, I love the way they web. Next to her, we've got a fringed ornamental, an Ornata, which seems to have pooped all over the window, but she is in there. Then we've got another Regalis that was poking out of the top, but just decided to go away. Next, we can go down here and we've got our Metallica, which is one of the weirdest webbers I've ever seen, but it hangs out down in that corner. This tarantula is an amputee. For some reason, it pretty much dropped 2 legs when I was rehousing it. They didn't get caught, I don't know what happened, but there she is. Or he, we don't know. Next we have the Amazon Sapphire, which I haven't seen since I put it in here 3 months ago. But it's in there somewhere. Next to that, we've got our little Star Wars enclosure, which has a peach earth tiger, the PSP Rufus. Super beautiful tarantula. I love the way it's kind of carved out a tunnel for itself here along that TIE fighter into that little web tunnel. Anyway, next we have our Trinidad Chevron, which never comes out. I think there's a feeding video in my feed on Instagram where she shows herself, but very seldom. Next we have one of the best webbers out there. This is my green bottle blue, and she was just out, but you can probably just see a leg down there, but you can tell she stays busy. Very cool web. Next to her, we've got our Antilles Pink toe, the Caribbean Versicolor. You guys have seen her before. She's always out. That's where she stays, right there. And then next to her, last but not least, we've got our tailless whip scorpion that we rehoused last week, and it's doing phenomenal. It hangs out down in that crevice, but we're not going to catch a glimpse today, that's for sure. So that pretty much, oh no, we haven't introduced you to Othello, our gargoyle gecko. We picked up at the Calgary Expo last year, somewhere. I bet you if we do a spin, we can find it. Let's have a little look. And there it is. I love this little guy. Well, guy, I don't know yet, but it's super cute. But again, they'll be out in the night. In there we've got Harley, our Harlequin Gecko. And then up here is Tango somewhere. And that pretty much wraps it up for this spider room. Again, I'm sure as time goes on, you'll get to see everybody in here. But for now, that's probably as good as we're gonna get. But like I said, we'll be back here. I've got a couple rehouses to do, and I want to get those mantids rehoused, and I'd really like to get that one ornamental rehoused. So I'm gonna have some breakfast, and then we'll get back together and do some rehousing. So as you can probably tell, day has turned to night here in the spider room. We didn't get a chance to do the rehousing we wanted to do. The day just slipped away on us and we didn't get a chance to do it. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button so you can see our future content. Hit the like button so other people can find us. And you can check us out on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. My name's Jeremy. This is Primal Fear Tarantulas, and we'll see you in the next video.